guys? Today I'm going to be giving more tips and tricks on attracting women and relationship advice. Now, for the first tip we're going to do is assume the woman likes you. Now, specifically, I'm going to be talking about psychology for, women liking men, because, men liking women, it's a little bit different if you're a woman trying to gain a man's attraction. But if you're a man gaining woman's attraction and you're trying to figure out how to get a woman to like you, this video is more for you. So, assume the woman already likes you. Assume that the same feelings that you have for her, you like her, you're scared to say that she has for you. She likes you and she's scared to say it. But I think women are very good at kind of putting on a fake and really acting confident and talking confident and seeming confident and testing you, because in the natural habitat of the world, women would have to do this in order to screen out which men were actually confident and had good genes and which didn't. Because if they weren't able to do this, then they would be dating a lot more bums, and the good genes wouldn't be spread as well. So this was kind of the natural selection way. So women, naturally are able to be more confident, and they kind of act confident, even though maybe they don't feel it, to screen the men out and see which ones aren't. Because if they act super confident and, just around you, talking to you and whatever, and you start acting unconfident, then they'll be able to see that, they'll be able to sense that, and know that you're not a good man for them or whatever, and they'll be unattracted to you. Whereas if you just act confident, no matter what the woman's acting like, they'll be more attracted to that. Now, the next point here is that women don't know what they want. Now, I'm not saying that women are just robots and they're all the same and whatever like that. I'm not trying to be sexist here, but basically, women don't always know exactly what they want. They say, oh, I want a guy that's fit and lean and jacked and has muscle, but I don't want him to work out all the time and have no time for me, or stuff like that. Like, women don't know what they want, so you have to be a confident man. They're looking for a confident man that can guide them. They want a man that can guide them, so that when they're uncertain, they have a confident man that is certain to guide them. They're looking for that guidance. They're looking for that, path. And that's why a lot of the times they'll go for the very confident, big jacked guy, because even if he's not the smartest guy in the room, even if he's not the, technically smartest, best knowing guy in the room, he acts like it. He acts like he knows everything. He acts like he knows what he's doing, even though he might have no idea in his mind what he's doing, but he acts like it. And, he's able to portray or give off the vibe that he does know what he's doing, even though he might have no idea what he's doing. And this leads me on to the next step that women don't know what they want, is act better than the woman. Now, I don't mean just that men are better than women or anything like that. Again, I'm not trying to come off as like bad or anything. All humans are equal. But what I am saying here is that in your head as a man, imagine yourself as being better than this woman. Let's say you're dating a 9 on 10 woman and you think you're a 7 on 10. You should be thinking that you're a 10 on 10 and this woman's a 9 on 10. And you're actually doing a favor for her, You are coming down a level to date her, because, you just want to give her a chance, You were friends for a little bit, and then, now you like her because her personality's good, so you'll date her. But, she's not better than you. So, basically, this tip is to stop putting women on a pedestal. Stop making them so high in your mind. A lot of guys think that all these women are super high, they're on a pedestal, they're better than them. Guys, you should never be thinking this. Even with women that are objectively more attractive than you, that are objectively better than you in, other ways. Maybe they have more money, they're more attractive, they have more social class. Never think like this, and always just think that in your head that the woman is slightly below you in social class, attractiveness, all this. It'll take a lot of the pressure off and make it easier to rizz up or to talk to the woman. Another reason this works is because women are hypergamous by nature. Most humans actually are. And so basically what that means is they want someone that's better than them. Better than them is in that, they're higher in social class, they're more popular, they have more money, they have a better career, they're more attractive physically, all these things. They want someone better. So a 6 on 10 woman on average is gonna want to go for at least a 7 or an 8 on 10 man, or a 4 on 10 woman's gonna want to go with a 6 on 10 man, or better if they can, but they'll settle for a 6 on 10 man is basically the ruling here. They'll settle for something 2 points higher. And this is generally true for men too. Men generally want a woman that's more attractive. They want someone that's better than them, but for men it's usually opposite in that they'll settle for someone lower because the competition is a lot more scarce. They're willing to settle, for someone that's, let's say they're 8 on 10, they'll settle for someone that's like a 6 on 10. So they're willing to settle for less because just of the state of affairs, the state of competition and whatnot. So if you, in your head act like you're better, imagine yourself as better, it'll take a lot of the pressure off, and you'll start acting like, you don't really care if you mess up around her, do something embarrassing, and you don't really care if you're just yourself around her and not always trying to impress her, and they'll be able to sense that. If they sense that you're always trying to impress her, you're always trying to, get her approval, they'll sense and feel that you actually think that she's better than you, because why else would you be trying to get her approval? But if you think that she is, worse than you or on the same level, and you're not trying to get her approval, she'll actually start seeing you as even higher value than you actually are, because you don't care about her approval. It's the same thing, and a great example is, think back to if you've ever had a really unattractive woman in your life that is in the age group that you would date. Let's say you're 20 years old and you have a bunch of friends of women, and one of them is very overweight and unattractive. One of the women is very overweight, very unattractive, and it never even comes into your head that you would want to date her because just of the fact that she's unattractive and overweight and whatnot. But, so it never even comes into your head that you'd want to date her. So, whenever you're hanging out with all the friends, it's just natural around her. Whenever you talk to her, it never feels pressure. And whenever you talk to her, you just tell her everything you want to tell her. You never second guess yourself or try to make stuff up or just fabricate stories. You never do anything like that. It just feels natural. It feels easy. And that's exactly what it feels like. It's exactly what it should feel like for most women that you're talking to. But a lot of guys, they're able to talk like that to women they're not attracted to. But as soon as they're talking to some, 9 on 10 woman that they're very attracted to, they start fumbling, overthinking, thinking about stuff like that. So in your mind, you really need to lock in that, all women are just creatures too. We're all just organism creatures living on the earth. Women aren't these special, things that are just way better than us men. We're all the same. We're all equal. So, we're all just human. Stop putting the attractive woman on a pedestal, You don't need to impress them. You don't need to make yourself seem better than you are, because if you do that, you're going to make yourself seem less attractive to the other woman. So talk to the, super hot woman, girl that you're trying to get. Talk to her the same as you would talk to the unattractive girl that you don't care at all about. Talk to them the same, treat them the same, you know, with decency, but you don't think, like the unattractive girl, you're not thinking, oh, I have to impress her, oh, I want her, oh, I need to do all this stuff for her. You're just thinking, oh, I'm gonna be a decent human being to her, just like I am with every random stranger. And that's the same as you should act towards the super hot girl, because it'll take the pressure away, and it will seem in her head like you're not trying to impress her. So subconsciously it'll make you higher value in her brain. That was just a few points, guys. I think I covered a few solid points in this video. So let me know what more you want to see in the future. I'm going to keep releasing videos, and peace out, guys.